Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 55 of Controllers and Coffee. It is the most exciting episode we've done in a long time because finally it is out. It is here, and we've been playing an absolute shit ton of Elden Ring. My name is Elliot Porter, and I am very excited to be joined by Kat Gerritsen. Hello.
Yo.
What's up?
Just living the best life, eh?
The best life.
Literally
ever.
right now.
We are just going to get stuck into this game. So thank you, everybody who's watching already in the comments before we even started the show. There will be some spoilers throughout this episode. And for those who are listeners, viewers, who generally would like to hear us talk about news, things, and games, other games that aren't Elden Ring, this episode's probably not for you. We appreciate you. Please listen and hang around because, I mean, this game is so wide and cryptic that I don't even know if talking about stuff that happens in the game is really a spoiler so much like it would be for a lot of other games. So hey, enjoy us talking about weird shit in Elden Ring anyway. We appreciate all of your support, but we're just going to get straight into it. There's no beating around the bush here. I am so excited. Kat and I kind of had to just not talk in the while we were setting up for this because we just started talking about things and no, let's save it for the podcast. So Kat, I want to hear your experience so far. Let's start with a couple of things. How many hours in? And just give me a bit of a rundown. Give me a bit of a journey through the lands between for you.
Alrighty. I was blessed enough to get 2 weeks off for the launch.
Yeah.
So I have put in 58 hours currently.
Yes.
58 hours. It took me
That's so good.
It took me 23 hours to get out of Limgrave. I spent 23 hours in that first area doing everything. I am scouring the earth for things to do. For Limgrave, I'm fairly certain I've done everything there. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah. Okay.
There's probably one or two things I missed or maybe some items lying around, but my God, did I try. I scoured that bad boy back and forth. There's some things that I still don't quite understand there, which is why I think maybe there is some things that I've missed or I can't complete until I've come back, but I think I've done everything that I can do for now. That took me 23 hours to do all of it and clear the castle and get into the next section.
Stormvale.
And yeah, to clear Stormvale. Then I spent a bit of time in the red zone.
Oh, Caelid.
Yeah, Caelid.
Yeah, okay.
Spent quite a few hours there. Realized it wasn't actually for me because it's a bit tough. And went to the blue zone instead. Liurnia. I don't know how to say it. Liurnia. Is that how you say it?
I would assume so.
No idea.
Liurnia or Lionia? I don't know. They don't say it.
Liurnia. Of the lakes. Of the lakes.
Beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous. I've spent the rest of my time there. I'm certain I have missed a ton there. I just finished the fucking Burger King Palace today and doing everything else around there. But there's still places that I can't get. I can't get up onto the fucking plateau that you see when you come out dead on the freaking left. There's a massive crumbling building up there and all this other shit that you can see on the minimap. I fucking cannot get up there. Oh, I spent a long time riding around there trying to get up, doing everything around there, trying to get up there. That's how I'm playing the game. I'm trying to be really, really rigorous and picking up as much as I can. And trying not to ruin any quest lines, but I have been ruining them. That's my bad. I try to do my quest lines in a way that I'm I'll do for my first playthrough what I think I should do, what I think I would do. Right. So when someone asks me a question and then I answer it and then they end up dying, I'm like, no, awkward. I thought that was the wrong answer, but that's what I would have said. So
in what context? Well, the only person that's happened to me is the daughter of the guy in Castle Morn. I came back to see how she was, and she was dead. But I don't know if that's just because she was sitting in the open waiting to be killed. But
Rippy Dippy.
Okay. I guess I don't want to get into too much. No, I haven't met her yet. No, I haven't met her. Well, I haven't found her.
Who are you talking spoken about? The daughter.
The daughter of the Castle
Nefeli? Oh, that daughter.
Yeah, the daughter of the guy who. And I like gave Irina. I gave
the
letter to her dad, and then I finished all of the castle stuff down there, and then I came back, and you just click examine, it says she is dead. Damn it! I don't know if that matters.
I did the exact same thing. Yeah, I was like, fuck. She's dead.
Shit. And there was like a huge sword,
massive sword
in her corpse, essentially. So
huge cleaver. I did the exact same thing. Fuck.
Yeah.
God dang.
So when
give me a rundown of yours.
So my experience was pretty fun. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna literally golden path, like follow Grace.
Oh, I did the exact opposite. I was like,
I know, and you like turn around. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the church because I knew there was a merchant there, and Santa Claus is my favorite
Santa.
Merchant.
Yeah,
I love him. The merchants are fucking great, by the way. I would never attack them. And so I went to him, and then I was like, all right, I'll keep exploring north. And I kind of thought like I started at the south of the map. So I'm just like exploring north, and I got to the gate. When I got to the gate, I kind of just hopped on my horse and like rode through all the hard stuff and up to Storm Hill. And I was like, all right, here's the castle. I'm going to skirt around the edge of the castle and go up like this rocky outcropping. And there were like some wolves up there. And it kind of takes you to Leonia of the Lakes before even doing Stormvale Castle.
Yeah, it does. It takes you straight past.
And so I'm still exploring, and then I got to the lakes, and there were like these freaky things that like have like magic coming out of their like lanterns and bell things. Yeah. And they just fucking wrecked me. And I was like, I'm not strong enough to do this. And I was like, okay, I'm going back to the start. Like I went back to the Church of Ella, and I just was like, oh, yeah, okay, there's heaps further south. And I was like, oh, there's literally a whole section of the map down there.
Yeah, a whole
So I went down
island
to the Weeping Peninsula, and I just like spent hours opening up everything. Well, I don't know if I've got everything in Limgrave or the Weeping Peninsula, but I just spent hours there. And I got through Stormvale Castle last night. Well, no, sorry, this morning. With 21 hours. So pretty similar to you in that, just like loving the exploration. Like it is so special. It's like something else, like exploring that game. And what I really love about it, as someone who has only played Sekiro and don't have any real experience in Dark Souls, but I understand what they are. I like the fact that if you get stuck and you feel like you're like up against enemies you can't face, you can kind of just go a different direction, and there'll be something else to find, and level up a little bit and then go back. And I've been writing notes in my phone like, oh, don't forget to go back to this bit, or don't forget to go back to Castle Morn, or like you can just sneak around an enemy, or you can get on your horse and just ride past enemies, and like you don't have to fight everybody. You can get to the place where you want to be. And it's just, I haven't gotten to the point at all where I'm like, I can't do this. It's just been like, all right, I can't do this now. I'm going to come back to it later. And sense of discovery is incredible.
Yeah. Well, I'm still like, in some cases I can recognize in myself that I'm still stuck in like that old Dark Souls. Like I need to overcome this. And like, sometimes I'll be somewhere for ages and I'll be like, wait, I can just go.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here though. Like, this is not what I have to be doing, which is what I did in Caelid. Like, I spent like hours there, and then I was like, I just kept going from like thing to thing to thing, and I was like, oh, all these are a bit hard for me. And then I was like, hang on a second, I don't have to be in this whole freaking country. Like, let me out of here. Let me out of here. This is ridiculous. But so God, I just am in love.
It's amazing. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it at work. And I just am like, this is incredible. Like, I don't even know exactly what it is that makes it so good either. It's like
everything.
The depth in the combat and the movement and the animations, and it's fucking mad. Like, I am so all right. This is what I want to ask you. What character base did you start with?
I'm the hero. Yeah. Normally I pick something like enchanted knight based, something that's like strength, but also a bit of magic. But there wasn't really a class for that, so I just went with hero. And then I'm using a dex weapon anyway. I always try to do a very quality build on my first run through, so that I can try anything, whatever I want. But leveling is way slower in this, I feel, than any of the other ones. So I'm not able to use anything, even though I'm still leveling everything up.
Okay, sure.
So I'm getting there though. I think I'm about level. Almost everything's at level 18 now, and some things are a little bit higher. And
okay, cool.
Mind is low. Mind is 10. Fuck mind.
Right. My mind is like 21 or something. I started as astrologer because I wanted that magic staff goodness, which I gotta say, as a new player with not a lot of experience, is a fucking godsend, because I can just kind of stand back and just like attack from a distance. And instead of it being ranged and like with a bow and, you know, having to think about aiming, which I know you don't have to all the time, only if you're precision aiming, which I haven't even I haven't even equipped the friggin' bow yet. I'm starting to put, like, I've pretty much gone, like, intelligence and mind are my highest at the moment, but I'm putting a lot of points into vitality or vigor or whatever it's called. And to get my health up, because I was getting just slaughtered. And kind of everything's kind of quality except the bottom two, arcane and faith, I've kind of just ignored. Even though I'm kind of annoyed because, like, I keep finding incantations which are faith related, but I haven't found, like,
find a lot of spells that are
I found like one spell
and faith as well.
Yeah, but all the incantations are faith and the spells are mainly intelligence.
Yeah.
And I've found one spell. It's like, I want to find more spells. I keep finding fucking incantations everywhere, but which is, it's fine, whatever. And I think later on you can respec anyway, but
I think
I just want more spells.
You know, if there could be a bit more exploration in Limgrave in your future if you want some more spells.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. But I'm just having such a good time regardless. Like, I really wish I could be using a bit more spells right now, because that's what I would normally love to do. But, like, I just don't have the ability to juggle it all right now because the leveling is so much slower. But that's okay. I'm getting there. Like, I'm just enamored by every single thing I pick up anyway. So, like, I'll eventually be able to play with everything, and that's what I want.
I just got some hatchet that, like, does like frost damage or something, and it's just
I have that.
So sick. It's like, all right, cool. That's gonna change the game for me. And I put a spirit at Ashes of War on my sword to make it do magic damage, and because my mind is so high, or intelligence or whatever, it's pretty effective because I'm good at magic damage.
Nice.
Tell me about your experience with Stormvale Castle, because that place is hectic.
I love it. Stormvale Castle is definitely more the classic Dark Souls design, you know, like an overlapping, just
his crisscrossing all over the fucking place.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I found, like, some crazy lore shit in there as well. Like, I don't know if you went all the way down to the bottom.
I fell all the way down the bottom, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is this thing? And then I respawned, and I was like, I should come back to this, but I kind of like, yeah, I will go back into Stormvale to explore more because I kind of beelined it to the boss.
Yeah, I like just the way I play is like I'm 100% going the wrong path until I've exhausted all wrong paths and I can only go forward. So like it was so amazing to combine that with what I'd already experienced to get like that more classic Dark Souls interweaving sort of experience. It was so fantastic. And even after I'd finished Stormvale, been all the way to the bottom, I'd beat the boss, I was out of there. I went back and I co-opted with my friend and I was like, oh, by the way, like, have you figured out how to get this massive elevator going? Because I have not figured it out. And they said to me, I was hoping that you had figured it out. Anyways, while I helped them, I figured it out. So that was nice. But like, it's just the new jumping and the fall damage being so different, like it just adds so much to these areas that like when I run through them, I'm not necessarily even thinking that that's an option to get there. And it was only because I was like, oh, that elevator goes down within this tower, and everywhere we ran, I just kept looking back at that tower until I was like, I see something, like I see an angle that I can get in there, and then I would like try and like figure out how I could get to that spot, that sort of thing. Just like it's so fantastic. It's like puzzle solving in your environment as well. So it's really, really cool. I absolutely loved Stormvale. So good.
Did you kill that freaky centipede looking thing with the arms
in the kitchen?
Yeah. In the arm room. Oh.
Yeah, I just walked in there. Done. Finished.
Yeah.
No, not a problem for me. I was like, you're dead. See ya. Then everyone kept talking to me about the arm thing afterwards, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I only know now
you didn't notice the hundreds of arms hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, I just killed the dude and moved on with my life. But it was funny because I went through that area and I picked up everything. And then when I went back and co-opted with my friend, I was like, where did you get that hat from? Your hat looks lovely and I'd like to have it. And they're like, oh, it's in the room downstairs with the doggies. And I was like, I 100% know that I've been there. I went back and it was there because I'd done something else, like I'd advanced a different like storyline. So now I'm like, but how many times am I going to have to go back over these areas to find everything? Like what?
Okay.
What am I going to miss? But wild. Really cool. Yeah. Very cool.
I kind of just wanted to complete it. So there were a couple of bits where there was clearly some other areas I could go to, but I was like, I'm just gonna there was this
forward
building I could jump down onto to get around this hard enemy, because I was like, this guy's wrecking me. One of the guys with a pike, I think.
Yeah.
A sword and a shield, and he's like massive dude, and they were just ruining me. Like that bit where you open a door, where you go around the side and you open this door, and there's like a pitch black room, and it's got a big scary dude in it.
Yeah.
I tried to kill him multiple times, and I was like, I have no other way around. And then I just ran in there, picked up the item. It was a key, and ran the fuck out of there again. And I was like, cool. He can wait till later. There's some other item in that room which I would get, but
got the key.
I think maybe I was slightly underleveled to be in there, but
that guy killed me plenty of times. He's a tough dude.
Yeah, he was strong. But even then, I love
fucking birds.
The ones that drop barrels on you as well. They're great. My magic is great against them because once you hit them once, they drop the barrel and it staggers them, and then you can generally hit them again. But
here I am with my fucking flail. It's like, oh!
Yeah. Oh my god, the weapons are mad. I bought a rapier, but I didn't like it as much as I'd hoped. But it is very cool that it has its own animation. Everything has its own animation. It's absolutely mental, and that's probably like that with all Dark Souls games. But just even when you dual wield the same falchions or falchions or whatever they're called, and the attacks that you can then do with that, and the spin attack when you've got two of them, and it's just everything is so supremely crafted. And I think it's just unlike any other kind of series, or unlike any other game where it's like, you know, if you compare it to something like Assassin's Creed, which I know is kind of unfair, but you know, everything kind of feels a bit samey in Assassin's Creed, and in this, it's like, you know, the difference between this rapier and this falchion. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You feel the difference, even though it's just a sword that's swung a little bit differently, and it's so super satisfying.
Yeah, everything's super satisfying. And I think like on that, like in other open world games, you can come across like the same enemy so many times, and you're just like, whatever, like another one, whatever. But then in Elden Ring, like sometimes you do come across the same enemies, but the situations that you're in, like they rarely feel like, oh, it's this person again, you know? It's like, it's still a surprise. It's still sad to be like, oh no, I have to fight them again. Or like, you know, like it's still like emotion eliciting, as opposed to being like, oh, there it is again. There, you know? It's a bit different.
Even some of the basic enemies, especially in Stormvale, like there's 4 versions of them. There's one with a flame. There's one with a sword. There's one with a pike. There's one who's got a shield. Like they all attack slightly differently. Like it's just, and then you get into this new area, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like there's these freaky like big headed dudes with like big black eyes, and I was like, okay,
oh, the Albinorics, yeah.
Are they a thing?
That's their name. They're the Albinorics.
And they do fucking cartwheels at you. It's like, what is this? I love it.
They're so sick. They're so good. That, you know, another thing that I've really experienced, it's so weird. I'm flip-flopping so much on how I play. Like when I play Dark Souls already, like those games, I am no shield. Forget about it. I do not want to touch it. Do not put a shield in my hands. Rejected. I am like a big handing something, or you know, I'll cast on one hand and I'll hit on the other. Forget a shield. I don't want that shit. But the guard counter in this game had me rethinking the whole thing. I guard counter all the time, and like
it's so good.
Yeah, I love it. I used it all the time, and then I went into the fucking lake area where they're doing magic, and you fucking guard counter does shit. I'm just getting absolutely demolished. So now I gotta put the shield away again and gotta roll only. Like, oh my god, it's so interesting. Like I had a really hard time in some of the magic areas because I was just getting absolutely demolished by the magic because I became really reliant on the shield. And that's why I never used to use them. Fuck them. Fuck the shield. Although the turtle shell one is the only one I really like to use. It's super cute. And the jellyfish.
I just got the jellyfish one, but I can't use it yet.
So good. I just don't want to use it because it doesn't work against piercing attacks. It's completely useless against a piercing attack. So I'm like, fuck that. Put that in the bin. Why would I want a shield if it can't even defend me from a piercing attack? Put that away. Put that away. Kidding though. It's really good. It's better for the magic than the turtle shield. So but still, magic fucking kills. It hurts so much through a shield.
Yeah, I feel like that could be where I've made a good decision for putting my magic defense up and stuff like that early.
Yeah.
Because now I'm at the point where I just came across this. I kind of went all the way north on the left, like on the west side, and there's like a camp there, and they're a bit too strong for me right now, but most of the dudes have magic, and if they don't have like a magic weapon, they throw like glintstone at me, or like, and the big dude there just had like a massive magic longsword, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of glad I have been thinking about what kind of magic defense I have, even though nothing's really had magic yet, because it is gonna get scary. It's so good.
So good. I'm so excited, like, to continue, because I've really only been in the 2 areas. I started going back into Caelid today. I can access another area, the one after the blue. I don't know what it's called, except that I know that it's on the Altus Plateau, and there's the area is up there. I don't know what it's called.
Okay, for sure.
So like tomorrow I'm going to be doing freaking so much. I'm going everywhere, but I have been teleported to a location very far east. Like I think I've reached the eastest of the map. I just don't know the height of the map currently, but otherwise I have 3 sides and I just need north. I just need to know how tall it is. But oh my god, it's fucking huge. It's like
that
they say this
the clergyman.
No, further than that. Somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Further.
I've been to Garant as well.
Okay.
No, further than that. Further east than that.
Hectic.
Yeah.
That's fucking huge.
It's so big. Like that's 3 areas, right? Caelid, Limgrave, and Leonia. And there's supposed to be 3 other areas, as well as the Sky City and the Underground City. I'm just losing my mind. Like
what?
Right?
Fuck. See, okay. See, like your video that if people who are watching haven't watched yet, they should definitely go and watch Kat's list video of 5 mysteries and secrets to uncover in Elden Ring, because you've got me like thinking about that Sky Temple.
Right. And you know what? I fucking called it. I said in that video, I said, oh, the Reduvia, I think it's going to be arcane scaling. It's not in there in the CNT, but I bet it's arcane scaling. And you know what? I got it. It is. It's arcane scaling. I'm like,
that's amazing.
I'm so good.
Fucking vindicated.
I'm vindicated. Everything else could be wrong, and I couldn't give a shit. I got one thing. I'm so excited. I'm so. I think
excited. I don't like. What I think is amazing about this game is like, well, I haven't really watched a lot of reviews, but from the reviews I've watched and what I've kind of digested online is like people aren't well, they weren't allowed to in their review kind of embargo thing, but like they're not talking about anything really past Stormvale Castle. Nothing's really been spoiled.
Get that far.
Yeah, true. But even like Skill Up said he like didn't even finish the game before he played it. I know Ains didn't finish the game before he played it, but he still before he reviewed it. Sorry,
reviewed it. Yeah, I knew it.
But he played like 80 hours, and I think he's now rolled credits. He's also put in another like 40 hours since the review was done, and he's like started a new character on Xbox, and it like that blows my mind because for one, it's like this game must be fucking massive for reviewers who are Souls fans to not be able to finish it in the embargo window, because they did get it late apparently, but also to the point of like nothing's been spoiled. I kind of don't know what is on the horizon now. Like I kind of knew, I'm going to get to Godric, and like that's, well, you know, what's his name? What's the mini boss at, well, he's a mini boss. He's pretty hard, but Margit, the Fell Omen, and then Godric. I knew that was coming, but now I don't know. I have no idea what the big bosses are. I have not a clue, and I'm so excited about that. Even though I've digested so much Elden Ring content leading up to it, and you know, there's probably been a lot of snippets in trailers that I just haven't noticed, but
or that you forget about, right? Like the only bits that I know are from fucking old mate in the round table who tells you like 5 of the 6th of them's names. He's like, we know where 5 of them are, and we don't know where the 6th one is. Yeah, really cool. So if you keep talking to him, he'll give you more info, but you still don't know fucking anything at all. It's so cool. Like I've mostly just been in the areas that they've shown in the trailers. I'm like, what's beyond?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen in the trailers, they show that like autumnal area where it's like all the yellow leaved trees, and they've got them giant creatures like hanging up against, like, well, not hanging, but standing up against the trees with the massive fucking heads and the draping cloth on them. Not seen that.
Yeah. That's right.
Not seen it.
The guy you're talking about in Round Table Hold, is that the guy who's like, come back to me when you find the Elden?
Oh yeah, fucking dickhead. Yeah,
knob end.
Yeah, absolute bell end.
And like, I just love like the freaky, everything's so gross. It's so gross, but I love it.
Disgusting.
Like Godric is a hideous monstrosity.
He's disgusting. Yeah.
He's absolutely disgusting. One of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. And then like when you kill him, he's just standing there like stomping on his head.
Yeah, he's just like,
and it's like just a head and a torso with no arms or anything. Like, it's just hideous. Hilarious. I love it so much.
I'm also. Oh, sorry, continue.
No. I'm just grossed out. Please go on.
There's two things that I'm really enjoying. The first one that has no explanation is that I love seeing the ghosts, because I mean they've been a staple in all of them, but I love seeing them and being like, I want that. Like I saw someone walk past with these horns on. I was like, I want that. I got them today. And now
nice.
I was like, I want those horns. Give them to me. I'll see someone like walking past, like with a weapon that I have but I can't use yet. I'm like, oh, you're doing it. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you, friend. But the other thing I really enjoy, and I can see like the RPG elements coming more into it today, especially. Like I got some like conflicting quests, which Dark Souls has had before, but I think these just are a bit deeper. Like the changes and the advancement of the round table hold. It's really cool. It's really cool to get new NPCs in and out of there. Like I love it. I'm having a great time.
Yeah. The hold. I opened up two of the fog doors.
Oh yeah.
To open up some extra rooms to see what was in there, and I stupidly I got like a assassin's prayer book or something, and it was like, give it to a
I did. Cleric. I gave it to the cleric. He's like, ugh.
And then it's like, oh, okay, well, and then I looked it up, and there's literally nothing online to say who you're meant to give it to. It's just says give it to a cleric, and I was like, well, I mean, it's for incantations.
And then I gave him another book anyway, and he didn't like that either.
Was it the fire one?
No, I haven't even given him that. I'm still holding it because I'm
holding that. I'm not.
I don't want to make you hate me.
Like, yeah, I know. It was like, this is a heresy, and I was like, oh, but can I have my book back though?
He's like, I'll take it off your hands though.
And you're like, you have another opportunity to say no, and I was like, fuck, I should have said no.
Have you jumped off the balcony in the round table hold as well onto the floor below?
No.
You should do that. You should do that.
I have not. Ooh, okay. Why haven't I done that, actually? I love the freaky blacksmith, though. He's cool.
He's really cool. He's really cool. I've gotten some great advancement on his story. I'm keen to see how it goes. Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, I haven't been back there since I finished Stormvale, so I wonder if there's more things to uncover there. Yeah. And I like, how you like get whatever her name is to talk to him, and now she can upgrade my spirit ashes, which are amazing, by the way. You said you like the ghosts running around. I've had multiplayer off most of the time. Like I've not been logged in most of the time because at the start it just wouldn't let me. And then
when they have maintenance.
Yeah, well, there were some issues with the Xbox version or something. But then I turned it on, and I just like every 5 seconds there was like a message on the floor, and it kind of like took me out of it a little bit. And I was like,
oh no, I love
too many. Like some of them are funny, and some of them are really helpful.
If only I had giant butthole as my favorite message.
Oh my god. But I don't know. I like the sense of loneliness I get from the game. Like, so I kind of haven't logged back in. And I haven't played co-op either. But it's like RPGs are just
co-op's
like
a bit dodgy right now anyway.
So. Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, I'm only playing on PC, so I don't know what Xbox would be like, but yeah, it's a bit dodgy. They're trying to fix it. They have been popping through more maintenance. We had more maintenance today. They're going on different days for the different consoles coming up to try and help with that. So we'll see how that goes.
Right.
It's also like way more players than they have ever had on one of their launches.
Yeah.
So it's understandable, I think.
Yeah. I put a post up to see in the comments. The Only Shans says, I like the sense of loneliness, you sad boy. Look, it's a vibe. No, the sense in that of game, like,
is great.
And it's like so eerie. it's like you're uncovering this world because like you as the character knows as little as you the player, and I love that sense of discovery for the character as well.
Yeah.
Like you don't live in this world normally. Like you're not like someone who knows all the ins and outs of this weird ass world. You're exploring this shit as well. And it's just, I love that sense of,
interesting.
That's what I mean about like you see a new enemy and it's like, I'm going to attack them with my magic because I don't know if they're going to have 200 health or 2000 health and if they're going to wreck me. So I like test the waters and then see what they do. And I'm far enough back to watch them, do cartwheels at me.
I love combat, like horse combat. Sorry for that as well. Like,
horse
combat is so good. I didn't think I'd like it. It took a while to get used to it, but boy, do I love the horse combat. Like, especially with the flail, because my like R2, I just spin it on my side, and it just like absolutely helicopters the shit out of people. It does so much damage. I'm just like, so the fucking massive like tree enemy sort of thing. That we were talking about the other day.
The minor Erd tree.
Yeah, that
Do you
thing.
mean? Yeah.
Fucking annihilated as I just run around it, swinging my
yeah.
Like, you're gone. I just looked up some stats for Steam only, but Dark Souls 3 is their previous most popular peak. Actually, I didn't check Sekiro, but it's single player, so we'll ignore that because I'm talking about the servers specifically.
True, yeah.
So Dark Souls 3 is their highest previous all-time peak of 129,831 players. Respectable. Elden Ring's peak 807,951. Like,
whoa.
It's an incredibly large amount. Like, that's way different. So, I can understand why some of the server issues may be occurring. That's definitely probably not what they're expecting. Literally 7 minutes ago, 559,000 people playing. That's actually close. It's 559,993. So let's just say 560,000 people playing 7 minutes ago. Like,
that's huge.
Enormous.
It's like our predictions in Hype Train last week were, well, mine was 94 and I undershot, and you said 95. And you said 96, and
it was
95 for PC and Xbox, and 97 for PlayStation 5. Like, holy moly. And I think that's just the nature of, there were more reviews, but wow.
Also, I wonder, I'm really excited to play it, how the DualSense.
Yeah, true.
Because I love the DualSense. And when I was playing on PC and I was holding my controller, this is the first game I've really played on controller and PC in a long time. And I was like, I miss the DualSense. Like, I miss it. I miss that feedback. So it probably does add a lot, especially like in those boss fights, or like if you can feel an enemy behind you and be like, oh shit, I need to roll, as opposed to just like hearing the music or whatever. Again, I haven't used it yet, but I assume that it will be masterfully crafted like the entire rest of the game.
And that's the other thing. It's like, there may be server issues, and I know there's some performance issues on PC, but my God, like, other than a bit of pop in and the occasional frame drop when I spawn, like, the game runs perfectly. The game looks incredible. I mean, it's not, if you say compare it to Horizon Forbidden West. Oh, really?
Fuck you, motion blur. I just don't like it. Like, I don't like that it exists.
It's not like it's the world's best graphics, but like, goddamn, is that game incredible. I don't know how they do it, but when shit is in the distance and there's a fog, it doesn't look like a video game. It looks like a painting. It's like,
it looks gorgeous.
I don't know. Like,
and like, I think one of the strongest things they have is like the graphic fidelity isn't high in the way that you have like for Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that, but it looks so good because of the stylization. Like they really honed their craft. So a brick doesn't look like a fucking real life brick, but God doesn't look like a brick, you know? Like you get it, you understand it, but you're not going to put that up and like you're not going to take a picture of that and show someone and then think, oh, that's an actual picture of a real life brick. But it looks so fucking good in the game. Like it blows me away. And as for performance issues, the only issue that I'm really having, apart from the co-op, which we'll forget about because I'm not really participating in that anyway, so I don't have a lot to say on it, is that occasionally I can tell where the world seams are, like where they're actually loading another section.
Yeah, okay,
because that's where I'll lose my frames. I don't lose a frame when I load in or anything like that. But sometimes if I'm moving through an area, I'll suddenly like skip a few frames and then I'll be fine again.
Interesting.
So I can tell where sections are loading, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And it's not always
on, like Series X, it's pretty bloody flawless. Like it's such a weird game in the way of like the story is so like I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just exploring and I'm having the best time. Right? And it doesn't point you anywhere. Like it gives you literally a point when you at some sites of grace, but like just the way like I have to kind of make a decision on like, okay, who am I going to go talk to now? Where am I going to go? Do I need to go connect with some round table hold people and say good day and, you know, see if there's any new things I should learn. I put some notes in on like, there's a dude in this shack. And he does this and there's a dude here and like
whole massive Miro board with shit on it. Like it's just some of it just makes no fucking sense anymore. Where is it? Miro board. Let me have a look.
I have one quick note here. Rolling goats.
Oh, love them.
I love them.
How adorable.
I love the rolling goats. I feel bad when I kill them, but
like here's this note that I got from Leonia. I have no idea what the fuck this means anymore. I've lost it. Medallion, Latena, keep away from curse mongers. What did I write? Why did I write that? This note, find 3 wise beasts. I've done that, but it's still there.
Yes. What I found that door. Yeah. What do I do? Help me.
There are 3 semi-invisible turtles around.
Yeah, I got one.
There's 3. You gotta fucking kill them.
Yeah, I killed one.
Boom.
Okay.
Find 3. They're really nearby, but like I've just got
and I've now forgotten where that is, but I'll
stinky little notes like all
you can
over.
have 100 markers as well. And I didn't even think about it today. I was like,
I didn't even know that there were markers until last night. I mean, I knew, but I had completely forgot about it. I was just using the pin. And then I was like, oh shit, I wanted to mark. I was like 2 days ago, I was thinking, man, I wish I could just mark where all these merchants are.
Right?
Completely forgot that I could do it.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to a podcast and they were like, yeah, you can have 100 markers. So if you want to know where all the merchants are, I was like, oh, for God's sake, that's exactly what I need to use those markers for.
Exactly what I wanted to do. And put like markers on NPCs that are not in the hold, so I can go back and get them. Although some of them still move around anyway, so that wouldn't help. I also just looked up, Elden Ring is now the 7th highest for most concurrent players on Steam. Only less than 30,000 below Cyberpunk, which is crazy. Like,
wow.
Like, it's crazy. Like, Cyberpunk is just such a massive, incredibly huge launch that it felt like every single person ever was talking about. And whilst Elden Ring got really popular still, like it just feels like a different level, you know? And yet here we are.
Yeah, it's so weird because like From Software games, they are still kind of niche in a like popular way, but they're still fucking hard. So it's not like it's not like say GTA or even Cyberpunk where like anyone could just pick that up. You know, even Horizon or something like that. But just like this launch is just, it's such a moment in time for the game industry. Like I
this like
I'm blown away by the reviews, and like it is far and away like one of, if not the best open world I've explored ever, if not like with a couple of caveats. And like for me, the storytelling of The Witcher 3 is more like in line with my kind of style and stuff. But like
different types of like storytelling.
But for like, and it's so weird because this is a Japanese team making what is essentially a Western RPG. But I was listening to a podcast the other day, and apparently in Japan, the Souls-like kind of genre is what a lot of Japanese people now call JRPGs, and like turn-based kind of Final Fantasy style is what they call like a classic JRPG or something like that. And it's like, or classic RPG. So it's like, we call it a Souls-like, but Japanese people just call it a JRPG. And it's like such a weird thing to get your head around. But it feels like a Western game because of its nature as a, you know, high fantasy, dark fantasy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what all of the other ones have been like, apart from Sekiro. Sekiro is the only one that's really, you know.
Well, that's it. And I guess I don't have
not
that.
Incredibly Western, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at Bloodborne. It's like, the epitome of gothic
horror.
So, it's so weird because I haven't been in the zeitgeist of any Dark Souls game. But being there for this launch and just how into this game I am. And like with Sekiro, there were parts of that game that were like, oh, I'm at a brick wall. Like the Cyclops. Well, I don't know if it was a Cyclops, but that big dude at the gate, he wasn't a Cyclops, but it was a big...
the ogre.
Ogre, thank you. Him, Genichiro, and the final boss, and maybe even like the spirit big dude that you fight
corrupted
twice.
Monk.
Corrupted monk. Those kind of were points in that game where I was like, I'm struggling. Like I'm struggling. I'm beating my head against a wall. And last night I almost felt that with, I did feel that with Godric. I got to Godric and I kind of spent all my coins and like jumped around to a couple of merchants and bought some things. And I was like, cool, I'm ready to go. I'm going to fight him. And I like the first go, I was like, okay, I'm actually getting his health down. And he got to this second form because I knew he had a second form, but I didn't know when that was going to come in. I thought, it might have been a Sekiro thing where I like get his health all the way down and then he has a second form.
Yeah.
And then I got worked over a few times and I was like getting really close. And then I was doing shit. But like,
that's exactly how I do it. First run is always fucking stellar. I get it down to their name, and then after that I do this much damage to them before I get fucking flattened.
And I'm like learning every move and I'm like, oh, I can do this. And at 2 hours and I was like, no, I can't do this tonight. And I closed the game. I went to bed and I got up this morning. I went out and did some stuff and came home. And I was like, cool, I'm going to give it a go. And it took me 2 goes and I got him. Nice. And I was like, oh, so satisfying. Like just you let
the perseverance.
And that was really the only time in this that I've felt in the same situation as I did in Sekiro a couple of times. But I don't feel like I'm getting stuck. I feel like I'm always like progressing, even though in Stormvale, like when I was getting wrecked by that massive knight, I kept going back to the same point, running up the thing, killing this guard, killing this guard, killing these two dudes. Like I'm memorizing every single thing I need to do. And then I'd fuck something up and I'd have to go back. And I'd be like, oh my God. And I was like so close to a side of grace. And it's like, okay, I've learned something. I'm going to do it again. And it's just like, it was driving me mental.
Yeah. No, it's so good. I mean, like, I hate to get into the argument of like, should there be an easy mode or anything like that? But like, for me personally, like I just, the stress of it, the perseverance, the like working towards something, and the bashing my head against a wall when I do really good the first time I fight something, and the next 8 times I'm like absolute shit. Like literally, I've been gripping my controller so hard from stress. I've got like these. So I got this little fucking. There's my knuckle, and then a bump on both of my fingers. So I'm fucking growing a little. Look at that little lump there. I'll put it in my hair. I'm fucking gripping my
Elden
controller
Ring.
so fucking hard from stress. For fucking 5 days straight, I'm getting little calluses on my fingers. Whatever, you know, I'm just growing it in. That perseverance, like that patience, that you know, that's like a really core part of it for me. Like, oh my god, I absolutely adore fucking fighting something 17 times and then being like, I'm just shit, and then you beat it and you're like, I'm the greatest person on the planet.
And I love it, like it almost like you beat something, you're like, yeah, I feel really good. And then
you're like, now I gotta move on.
Stormvale, yeah, you're like, okay, now I'm in a new area with much harder and more complex enemies. Like, you know, there's now people with fire and there's people with magic. And it's like, okay, now I have to rethink everything I know.
Me going from shield to rolling again. Like,
yeah. And like, I've had a shield the whole time because, you know, I'm utilizing it as a defensive mechanism, but like, I kind of want to now start like two-handing things or like dual wielding things or like expanding what I have, especially against magic, because that shield ain't gonna do shit. But it's like I have all these ideas that I can explore in my head, and it's mad. It's fucking...
And you know, like I am having a really great time trying to unravel the lore of this game as well. I think in the previous games, the lore, even though you do have a couple of NPCs, it's incredibly straightforward. You are going from here to kill these 4 dudes, and then you're going to be the Lord, the end. And then you get little snippets of lore about all the bosses' backstories, and some like side characters. And whilst at the core, it's the same here. You know, you come in, you need to kill however many dudes to become Elden Lord, and you have your side characters. But their lore is so much deeper. And the fact that, like, I've met this character, I don't know if you've met Blaide, Blaidd.
No.
He's in Limgrave, Blaide. And, like, I met him, couldn't talk to him, had to talk to the fucking merchant. So the merchant was like, yeah, I know this guy. Say this, he'll talk to you, talk to him, he tells me about another guy, I go visit him, I visit someone else, tells me to talk to him again, go and visit him in a different location, he'll take you somewhere else and he'll give you lore about something else that you need to do first. Like, it's way more interconnected and the characters know each other. I had a character give me an item and then I went and showed it to someone else and they're like, fuck that guy, why don't you give it to me instead and make him think that you did what he wanted? And I was like, absolutely, here you go. Like, like, I don't like that guy either, he's an absolute prick. Like,
that's so good.
Just, you used to have those little things in Dark Souls, but it's just so much deeper now. Like, it's really enjoyable, and in a way it's exactly relatable to what I've already experienced, but better. And that's like what this whole game is like. I think it's really excelled my expectations, because at my heart, even though I knew there was crafting and jumping and sneaking like Sekiro and it was going to be a culmination, in my heart I still was just excited for new Souls game, like big Dark Souls. That's what I was excited for in my heart. And this is so much more. I'm just like, every second I'm in there, I'm blown away. Like, I cannot wait to get back to it. I've been like setting time to myself to get off so that I can go to sleep and be healthy. I'm like, I gotta not do that. I play between these hours and then I stop. Like,
I like haven't had time off, and I've just been at work, and it's all like I'm thinking about I think I even dreamt about it. But now just having this conversation, I'm like, I got to go back to Limgrave now. I got to go back to Round Table Hold. I got to talk to these people again. I'm going to go. I want to just ride my horse around or like jump to every spot until I find every merchant, put the marker on the map so I know where they are, talk to them again. Like, all these ideas are swirling in my head to like, oh, this is what I need to do next. I'm going to go through Stormvale again just to uncover what the fuck that freaky thing was at the bottom of the thing that I fell down. And
really cool place to go. Did you find Roger?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Roger. His story will advance if you go through the whole castle as well. If you go down the bottom, his story will advance.
Ah, cool. Yeah, and what was he selling? Ashes of
Magics.
War, yeah, that's right.
Maybe Ashes of War. Magic.
They were Ashes of War, but they were like magic ones.
Magic style, yeah.
Which I'm still not. Can you clarify something for me? Because I've got I think glintstone pebble on my sword.
Yes.
And I've got like the ice thing on my axe. But do I have to be two-handing them to utilize them?
Yeah. Yes. So if you've got a shield in your other hand, it's using that ash. So you need to put the shield away to use the Ash of War that's in your other hand.
I thought so. Yeah. Okay, cool. Because that shows just I haven't been utilizing that side of the game yet. Like I bought some because I wanted
utilized
to
mine either. I buy all of them because I'm like, I don't want them to disappear on me. But I have not used them. I haven't swapped a single one because if you swap it, it'll delete the one that's already on there, and I don't want to lose any.
Them, though.
Yeah, but I'm just worried about it, you know, like I'm just like I don't want to lose shit, but I also am not utilizing it because I have been doing a lot of shield. So like there's so much that I haven't utilized as well, and that's just because there's so many different ways to play, and I think that's fantastic. Like using the summons has been joyous, very joyous. I love them.
Yeah.
I love using summons. Have you I've got a question of a location.
Please go.
Have you been to a well or a place called River of something?
No.
Okay.
No, I have not.
All right. Also accessible through Limgrave.
Yeah, okay. See, I haven't. You know, in Limgrave, there's a
foresty section.
Yeah, and I got there's like a lake, and I got told not to go in there because there's a dragon.
Yeah.
I didn't go in there.
Okay. Further to the east of that, there's a foresty area as well.
Okay. Cool. I have to do a bit more.
Definitely you should look around there. The well area, the fucking river. Oh my god, stunning, insane. I like blew my mind. I was like,
wow,
are you kidding that this place exists? Like, wow.
What?
Really, really cool. It's just like every location is so cool. Oh, if you haven't gone to the other side of the lake, there's three map fragments. There's like three map fragments for Limgrave. Well, I think there's three.
You've seen my map
for each area. Oh,
You've got a photo of my map. Tell me, have I just skipped straight past it and not seen it?
Yeah. Well, you've got a ruins marker in the forest. That's where Blythe is.
Okay.
And near that tree, that's where the well is. So if you just hang around in that forest,
right, okay, for sure.
A bit more time in that little foresty area there.
Sick.
There'll be some cool stuff there. Yeah, I mean, I can send you my map and show you all the please icons on it, and then you can try and clear it up because I'm collecting. This is why I have your map. Is I'm collecting everyone else's maps to see if they've got any little locations that I didn't find, just in case. I'll only send you the Limgrave portion so you don't get big spoiled for the other areas. But God, this game is just fucking.
It's mad.
So good.
I found
a place called Jarberg.
Jarberg.
Just full of those fucking pot guys.
Jarberg. So before I ask you this,
as enemies though, rip.
I think it was in the Weeping Peninsula. I just got attacked by a death bird. And
Deathbird.
It's a boss called Deathbird. And then I got killed by it, and I came back and I haven't seen it again. And I've gone through there 3 or 4 times.
Where was it? You have to mark that on your map and send it to me. Some bosses only appear at specific times of day. And I think they may also only appear based on weather. I haven't met any that are specifically based on weather yet. But there are night riders, which are just black horsemen. And they are only around at night.
With the almost like a veil over their horse's head, but I think it's just hair.
Yeah.
That dude ruined me.
Yeah, I hunt him down. I'm like, give me your stuff. That's who I got my big flail from. I'm like, oh yeah, give that to me.
Nice. Yes. He ruined me with his flail.
Yeah.
I will try and find. Oh, I know exactly where it is. I'll send you I'll put a little dot on the map for you.
Amazing.
It must be a time of day thing then.
Yeah.
And it was like, Deathbird. It was like freaky as hell.
I was fighting.
Killed me.
I was fighting a dragon earlier today, and it disappeared mid-fight. I don't know if it fucking flew off or if the time of day changed and it disappeared because it just went all sparkly, and I was facing the other way because I thought it was going to do an AOE. Yeah, I thought it was going to do like a magic AOE because it was blue and sparkly, and then just and I was like, oh. Where'd you go? He's gone. I don't know if he flew away because I did too much damage because I got him to about half health. I don't know if it was the wrong time of day, like the fight went for too long. There's just so many things in this game I've got so many questions about. Like, oh my God, I found this fucking enormous dragon. It's massive, so big. And everyone was like, kill it, kill it, kill it in my chat because it was just vibing. It wasn't doing anything. And I was like, that seems sus. Like, I don't want to kill this dude that's just vibing. Like, what are you on about? Like,
and he wasn't hostile. Maybe
in a way, but not really. No, I rode right over him. Like, I was just vibing around. He wasn't hitting me. It was in Caelid, yeah. Massive, absolutely enormous dragon. Seems sus. Seems sus that he would just let you kill him. Nah, I'm not having it. I'm not killing
I never believe. Yeah.
I'm not having that. In Dark Souls 2, there was a dragon, Guardian Dragon, and he was your pal, but he would be a boss as well if you hit him. So
really,
like a really hard boss. So I'm not doing it. I'm not killing this guy. He's probably a pal. Like, he's probably got something going on later on. Maybe at the end of the game, I'll give him a little 1-2 tap. But like for now,
there's this shot in the trailer that I'm like, as soon as I went into Caelid, I was like, oh God, this is the scary red sky place. And there's a shot of a dragon in there. And I was like, I don't think this is for me just yet. This looks way too scary. The whole sky changes to red and everything is like just immediately as you cross this threshold just changes. And I was like, oh, this is scary. I was like, did I really get
bitch in the church that fucking
I was like, did I really just get invaded? That seems like it's not a real person.
NPC invaders always around.
Yeah. I have killed another one. I can't remember his name, but
I went to this place called. I won't tell you what it's called actually, because the name will pop up when you go there, and then you'll know what's happening. I went to a place and an NPC invaded me. Then the other day when I was co-oping, I took my friends to that place. And the NPC never showed up. Not while I was there in the co-op, not while they were there by themselves. Never showed up as an NPC invader. And I'm like, what did I do? What did I do that was different to them? Or what did they not do? You know? Or what did I not do that they did do? You know? Like, why? What is it? What's happening? Why are the NPC invaders different? And I'm like, I'm going to have to play this game so many times to try and get the achievements, because there's normally things that are like get every weapon or something, right? Or get every spell. And there's a freaking bajillion. And I've already killed some of my NPCs by accident. And like they probably had things that they could give me at the end. Yeah, I freaking told this. Mostly this one girl that I'm upset that she died. And because I thought I told her the wrong answer, but I was like, I would answer this. Like I would tell you this information if this was me, because I think it would be wrong to not tell you that information. And then she died. Then now I'm like, well, I probably could have got something fucking sick off her if she didn't die, because I have another item that's a part of her quest. And now I'm going to have to fucking, if there's an achievement for like, I don't know, all spells or something, and she has one, I have to do all of that again. You know, like I'm going to have to do so much again. But I'm going to enjoy it because I do that for all of them. I always do, you know, multiple runs through. And this is going to be a monster to do that with, but I'll do it. It'll be slow, but I'll do it.
But I wonder what this game will be like in like New Game Plus or New Game Plus 3 or something, when you're just like annihilating like everybody.
Well, the enemies get harder as well.
But like even if you think about Sekiro, like after finishing that once in New Game Plus 1, like I was able to get to Genichiro in like one life,
easy squeezy.
Essentially, you know what I mean? Like you're also very powerful.
Yeah.
I wonder what that'll look like.
Yeah, I think the main thing that's going to be hard about it is that if you're playing again, there's like what's going to change, you know? In Dark Souls 2, when you do a New Game Plus, they add a bunch of like enemies and stuff like that, and things are changed. There's new items in different spots that were never there before. And if that happens here as well, like there's so much to explore. How are you going to do that? Like in Dark Souls 3, there's a boss that you have to fight in 4 games, like new game, then plus, and plus to get the final ring, to get the achievement for having all rings. And like, if you have to do that for some fucking obscure ass boss here to get the last ring, like, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be absolutely insane. But I'm still so excited.
It's going to be so long before people get to that point too, because I feel like the game's so big that it's not one of those games where you look at the achievements list now and like people have got all the achievements. It's like
no, not at all.
Some achievements have 0% still on Xbox. And
yeah, let me have a look. I have an achievement that I got today from the second area. 12.5% of people have it. Another one that I got the other day, yesterday. Also in the second area, 6.3% of players have this achievement. Like in the second area, only 6.3% of people have done that.
And is that like a boss achievement?
A boss achievement, yeah. Because I think that's mostly like all the achievements that I've got so far. What have I got? Boss, Great Rune, boss, round table. So like I've got 10 achievements, and all of them bar 2 are bosses. But it's cool because normally in like the other Dark Souls, like every single boss has an achievement, and if they did that here, that would be absolutely nutty. But God, it's
apparently
just
there's
so
like over
good.
50 bosses or something like that. Like
I believe that. Like boss types, yeah, absolutely. Like the Knight Riders would probably count as one, even though you've got ones with different weapons. You'd probably still count them as one.
I'm guessing there's multiple tree guardians.
Yeah.
Which I still haven't killed.
Yeah, and then like some of the other catacomb bosses or whatever, like depending on the type of catacomb you go in. Yeah, really cool.
Those skeletons are vicious.
Smack him. No, I hate the little gargoyles. I mean, I love them, but the gargoyles, they hurt my feelings.
Oh, I haven't fought any gargoyles yet.
Really?
I've been into 2 catacombs. I'm guessing there's more in Limgrave.
It's like a bajillion. There's so many. I don't know.
Okay.
How have you not seen the gargoyles? Like they're in most of the catacombs.
The 2 I've been are literally just skeletons.
Yeah, well, if you've only been in 2, that sort of explains it. I'll definitely send you my map, and you can.
Oh my god! Yeah. Okay. Fucking hell.
I'm keen to like pop it into Photoshop and sort of like overlap them and be like,
yeah, true.
I missed. Yeah.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
I put a post out. Lost Forever, who's not in the chat, which is weird, but he's probably working.
You can get the answer later.
Check out the VOD. YouTube.com/Direckt Gaming. If you could change one thing in Elden Ring, what would it be and why? If anything.
Do you have an answer?
Not really. I've thought about this as well, but I almost feel like those developers are way smarter than I could ever be, and everything that I think of, it's already in the game.
Yeah. I think
I kind of wish that the horse didn't get any fall damage ever. But that would be a bit of a game.
Yeah, they use it to gate some of the sections so that you can't get in there until you've gone through a different way. So I do get that. And the fall damage is based I believe, on time falling. So if you double jump, sometimes you're making yourself die because you're technically falling for longer when you double jump. Whereas if you just hit the ground, you would have fallen for less amount of time and you won't die.
And is it still stamina related when it's on the horse? Because I know, like, the more stamina you have, the higher you can fall off shit without it affecting you.
I don't know. It just seems like you can fall. Like if my whole screen is fall, up here is your A-okay and down here is your dead. This much of it is your A-okay. This much of it is you took a little bit of damage, and this much of it is death. Like,
yeah, because like sometimes it doesn't even trigger your stamina bar, but sometimes I've noticed it'll be like 3/4 of my stamina bar will go down, but I won't lose any health.
Yeah. I just feel like most times I'm either fine or dead, and then maybe like 2 or 3 times I've taken damage or stamina drop from a bar, like from a fall. Like, doesn't happen. I think the only thing that I would change is I think there's a way when you're looking at the map to get a list of the names of where the teleport locations instead of actually like hovering over them, because I think I accidentally got there once, but I can't remember how to get back, so I didn't do that. I can't get back to teleport.
Actually, you've made me think of something I would like changed.
Yeah, but I would like the speed of my cursor in the map to be faster. Fucking pisses me off, and it annoys me that like the round table is down in the corner because it takes so long to get down there. I wish there was just like when you get into that menu a button to teleport to the round table instead. And I just wish as well that some of the menu options were in a different place. Like, I don't like that when I hit menu, the first option is equipment and the third option is inventory. And that the second option is crafting. I kind of get it, but it also doesn't make sense. Why do you need quick access to crafting? I understand why you need quick access to equipment, because a lot of people like to do equipment swapping when they're doing runs and stuff like that. So I get why that might be first.
Sure.
But I don't get why crafting is second, because as soon as you're in a fight, you can't craft anyway. So why is it what you don't need quick access to it? Put equipment there so that I can access my equipment quickly and like read or learn about my stuff. That's what I want. Nothing about the game. I adore the game.
No. The one thing you've just made me think about is you hit the, select back, whatever button it's called on Xbox to bring up the map.
And then if you press it again, it doesn't close the map.
In every other game that's ever existed, you hit that button again and the map goes away. But in this, it brings up the help menu, and I do it every fucking time.
Me too. Every single time.
Oh, it's so annoying. I'm like, I know that I have to press B. I'm aware, but I do it. I just, it just drives me bananas.
I am the exact same. I've been doing it so much. So much. And you know what? I'm having just so much trouble. I want to go into the menu and I just hit map instead. And I don't know why. I'm doing it so much. And so then I hit it again to get rid of the map, and it brings up that stupid menu. And I'm like, why? What am I doing? I'm like, where am I? I just want to look at my equipment, please. I also wish, actually, one thing that I really do wish is that when you picked up something new and it flashes up on screen, you know how that only happens if it's new, otherwise it pops up on the side. If you picked up something new, I wish there was a button that you could press that would take you straight to the equipment page of that item. Because sometimes I pick up something, and then it disappears. And then I'm like, oh, this is called this. I think it's a talisman. And I go there and it's not a talisman. And I've got to try and find it through everything else. Like, I'm like, is it a crafting item? Is it a key item? Like, what is this? I wish there was a button when you picked up something new for the first time that you could press it and take you straight to that item in your inventory so you could read about it and learn about it. That would be so
some
good.
things I'm like, cool, I have no idea what that thing was. And then I go fight something and I'm like, what have I got now?
Yeah.
I guess that's, it makes you be aware of your items.
To be like, oh, this is new. And like, they've never done that before, but I just feel like there's just so much in here, especially with the crafting menu and like all the talismans and all, like, there's so much that I forget about stuff. Or like even like directly after I've picked it up, I'm like, what the fuck did I just pick up? I don't know. I'm like, I should have looked at the little, because they do have a little icon on them that tells you like what tab they should be under when you pick it up. In one of the corners, it'll have like a little icon. And so, but sometimes I don't remember to look at the icon, or I don't have the chance because I've picked something up and someone's trying to hit me. So I got to get rid of the menu thing. And I can't see it anymore. And I'm like, I don't know what I just picked up. And I don't know what's already in my pockets, so I won't be able to figure it out.
Do you know why sometimes I wouldn't be able to add like fire grease to my sword? Because like
the same sword that you've always been using, or a different sword?
Yeah, maybe it was after I upgraded it to a magic sword.
Yes, yeah. If you
you can't.
Yeah, if you put a type on it,
thought about that. Yeah,
you might not be able to. It depends. Like some weapons will already have a type on it, and you will be able to do it. It depends on if it's like an innate ability or if it's an added ability sort of thing. So like some weapons will have, I think I've got a sword or something that is lightning and frost. And so like that's already got two things on it. There's no way I'll be able to fucking grease that bad boy up.
Sure.
And like, or if you have a sword that's already got a little bit of magic damage, but it's not a magic sword, you might still be able to upgrade that with like bleed or something, and then you've got a bleed magic sword. Right. But you would not be able to put grease on it after that. So if it's already imbued,
Now thinking about it, I think I only noticed this after I changed it to a magic sword, like called Magic Falcon 1 or whatever.
Yes, absolutely. If it changes its name to Magic something or Lightning something, then you're not going to be able to grease it up. I really like the idea of grease as well. Like it's just so funny to me.
It looks so sick when you light your sword on fire.
Yeah.
Or you can like the magic grease and just everything about it is
I love this game.
Incredible. It really is just something else. I'm enamored. And now I've got a whole new plan. I'm just going to ignore the things I've just unlocked and just go back south and keep exploring.
Yeah, because I found that's what I did. I just spent so much time just exploring the one place until I was like, I actually think I'm done. And there's still areas where I look at the map and I'm like, this area is suspiciously empty. Like,
I'm thinking that about the Weeping Peninsula a bit. I'm like, there's something. Why is there this big gap here?
Yeah, there's the big gap like down the bottom. There's like this beachish kind of area. I'm like, why is there nothing here? What have I missed? Like, I don't get it.
Freaky dudes on that beach too.
Yeah. Oh, yuck. God, it's so good though.
It's so good.
It's so much better than I anticipated, and I can't believe it.
It's insane to think about that. Like, it is insane to think how hyped we were, how hyped so many people are, and it is living up to and beating all of those expectations.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
Just having this conversation has just made me just. There's so many things ticking over in my mind about like, oh my God, I should go do this. And you saying there's like a million catacombs that I've just completely missed is sick because I really love them. I feel like they're a real challenge, but also like really rewarding.
They're just like bite-sized challenges. Yeah, really good. I found heaps less in the lakes area, and now, I feel like I've missed a lot. Like I'm like, why? Like I've just. I'm way used to a much higher density of these catacombs, and now I'm not finding fucking any. Oh my God. Also, some of the boss designs are just phenomenal, and the enemy designs. I just am blown away by some of the things that they are creating. Like, some of these enemies are just so fucking cool. You know, in the trailers, they had that enemy that was like the spider hand. And it like runs up on the screen.
Yeah.
I fought them today. They are so cool. Like the whole design around them. I won't spoil it because it's like really, really cool, surprising and enjoyable, like how they are utilized. Oh my God. It's like, I hated them when I saw them in that trailer. I was like, disgusting, like foul. I do not want to see it. And now I love them.
Everything
I'm
is
like,
foul in that
so
game.
good. Yeah, but it was foul in a different way.
Yeah, sure. I recently discovered they're like It's like they're made of wood. They're almost like skeletons, but they're made of wood, and they just like they have 4 arms, and they just like throw arrows at you, like. And then there's like ones with like multiple swords, and they're just like mental.
Yeah,
who can think of this shit?
Yeah, they're so good. There's an enemy type in that group that's like smaller, and they have like wings on. I don't know what's up with this enemy type because they're kind of like wood cage automaton kind of.
Yeah. They're like an automaton. Right? Yeah. Freaky.
These little ones with the wings, they have this cool animation, and the ones with the bow have it as well. I haven't really observed the animation specifically on the sword or the spear ones, but I'm pretty sure they have it as well because they just wave their arms around like crazy. But on the little the little flying ones, you can notice like what's happening in the animation because they're so small, and it's that their little suit malfunctions and they just start freaking flapping around. It's crazy. Like it is like one of my favorite enemies again because they're just like, you look at them and you're like, you poor little guy, you just wanted to hit me in the ace. Like you just go, I'm going crazy. You poor little baby. Die. Smack.
The little imps with like the chains, and they throw smoke bombs, and they're like,
I really want that chain weapon. What do they call the freaking
brutal? I don't know, but
so rude.
They're like, if you get hit by that thing, you are bleeding. And they are just like, they come in a pack, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah, bleed weapon is what I'm using on the flail. Like it helps so much to just be like smacking something, and then suddenly all of its health just like chunks away. You're like,
that's
see ya,
cool.
you fucking dickhead. But those little guys, oh my god, what's their name? They have a really cool name.
I haven't looked up any of the enemy names or anything like that.
I just know their names from puppies from like their gear that they drop.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. I can't remember what they're called. They're so rude though. And they just laugh at you, and they put traps around. They're so rude. I came across. God. I was in this cave, and I was just vibing, just living my best life. And suddenly I'm like, what the hell is this incredibly loud bell noise? And everyone comes out and runs at me. And there's these little poles with these strings of bells in between hidden in the grass that you kick, and then they like alert all the enemies. I'm like, oh my god. I've found like a bunch of different types of traps that are like implemented within the world. They're all so cool. Like some of the magic traps, I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. Someone thought of that. That's really cool.
Any of this shit. That's wild.
Oh my god, so good. That bell one is in Limgrave too. Good. Good place to be. That's a good place to be.
Okay, cool. I can't wait. Well, look, we're at an hour and 20 minutes, and I could talk about this game forever, but
literally,
I'm sure we will do more of that
next week. Literally
next week, and I think, you know, there's going to be some big games coming out this year, but I think Game of the Year has already been chosen. Like, as hyped as I am for Starfield, it's going to be hard to top this. And I'm 20 hours into a potentially 100-hour game, and I don't
literally.
I'm not bored. I'm not like, oh, this isn't doing like with Assassin's Creed. It's like 100 and something hours, and I was 20, 30 hours in. I was just like, I am so bored. I'm not enjoying anything about the story. Whereas with this, I'm like, I just want to discover what the fuck, anything. I don't even care.
Like, discovery is immense.
It's unreal. It is unreal.
Like, no one tells you like the information that people tell you has got nothing to do with what you're discovering. Like,
yeah.
Like it's sort of like a they're like, go to the east, or like you'll need a key. Like, you know, it's like it's not information that's gonna give away what you're going to. Like everything is a new discovery, and it's so cool. I'm just,
and I don't know what the next, you know, demigod is going to be. Like, I don't know what those next bosses are going to be, and that just gives me this sense of excitement for what's potentially going to be another 30 hours down the line. But like, what am I going to have to fight in this game? Like, I don't know hardly anything.
What am I going to have to go up against? I saw a spell today, and I was like, That is fucking nutty. I think you needed 71 faith to use it, or intelligence or something. I was like, I really want to use that, but it's not going to happen.
That is so many runes.
Right? So many. Like, everything is just, and it makes me think, like, if these things are requiring you to have, like, I have another spell that's 27 of both faith and int, and I got it pretty early in the game, and I'm like, how much do they expect you to level throughout this game? You know, like, how long is this going to be, and how much opportunity for money are they going to give you to be, like, able to do this sort of stuff? I'm so excited. I never really, like, rate games like here, like in this format. Like, I don't really do a number, because I find I'm so flip-floppy on them, so I'd never want to give something a number because I feel like I'll change it later. But like, this game, dead set, has like 10 out of 10. When I was waiting for it to come out, I didn't think I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I didn't think it would happen. I'd be like,
on the hype train. Yeah,
I was like, I don't think any game's really a 10 out of 10. Like, I find it very hard to give something a 10 out of 10. God of War is close for me, right? Like, I think that game is absolutely phenomenal. And same with Ghost of Tsushima. They are both really highly rated for me. But this game is just hitting it. 10 out of 10. Like, 11 out of 10 if you could. I like, I'm so glad I took 2 weeks off. I didn't expect that the game would take me 2 weeks to finish, though.
Well, that's it, right? Like, most other open world games, if you'd played 58 hours in the first 5 days, you'd be getting towards the end, if not, like, you know.
Ghost of Tsushima, I finished it in 3 days or 5 days. I can't remember. Whatever it was.
And as good as Ghost of Tsushima is, it doesn't have the ability for replay value like Elden Ring would.
No way.
You know, like, you could finish it. Say Elden Ring was 60 hours and you finished it. You could just start it again. You know,
absolutely. I'd be like, I'm only using magic right now. Like, I'm gonna use this thing that I couldn't use. Like, so much replayability.
I think there's gonna be shit 80 hours into the game that will blow it wide open again, that you're like, oh wow, now I can do this, or now I just like uncovered this thing, or I'm fucking thrilled to keep playing.
I'm so thrilled. Absolutely.
It's incredible. You've been streaming it a hell of a lot.
I figured if I'm going to play it, I'll stream it. And you know, actually something that's really interesting that I've noticed streaming, because pretty much all of the streamers that I watch are playing it. Obviously. Crazy. But like, streamers, I think this is really exciting, even though it absolutely sucks for people who are like making an income off streaming, which I am not, so it doesn't matter to me. But for people that do make an income off streaming, I think it's really interesting to see how much the community genuinely cares about having like their own like experience and their own just enjoyment. Like, streamers that I watch a few medium and large streamers. So streamers that I watch that normally have 400, 500 viewers. I looked at one of them today, 22 viewers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So many people are just like, eyes off. Like, they're like, I'm doing my own thing. Or like, the people that are big like consumers of this content, like myself, are playing it, sort of thing. So like, and like, even other streamers that I watch that have thousands of viewers, they're like in the hundreds, or, you know, like, they're much lower. And obviously as well, so, since a lot of those like communities overlap, you know, they're drawing from each other as well. So that's going to make some have even less than others and some have more than others. But
everybody's playing it.
Exactly. Everyone's playing it. Everyone either wants to watch like their favorite person, or they don't want to watch because they don't want it to be spoiled. And just like the drop in the viewers that I've seen from other channels, I think just really shows like how like dedicated the community around it is to just experiencing it for themselves and working it out for themselves, like together as a community, but by themselves, and not through watching someone else doing it and then just following that along. So interesting. I think like, not many other games do you see that. Do you see like a new release and like a drop in viewership for
true.
So interesting.
And like, it's going to be so long before people have finished it. Like, I know, you know, some people are going to be able to
some people just beeline it.
all the time, or some people, yeah, they're going to like just be playing it constantly. But, you know, the average player is not going to finish this game in a week, in 2 weeks, probably not even in a month. And like everyone, this conversation about it will keep going. And I'm so excited for what is going to, like, it's just for in 6 months' time for what the conversation is going to be about, like about Elden Ring, you know, and what people have uncovered, because like there's so much to it.
There's so much. And like I was admittedly like the one thing that I was concerned about really was the open world nature, because it's such a different avenue for them, but it's so fucking good, and it's opened up everything in so many ways. Like I just I'm ascending to the heavens.
Yeah.
Like
I'm ascending. Well, people can check out your streams.
They can if they want at twitch.tv/CapCat. It's been lovely because I have had a very good little staple of people just experiencing it with me, people that, you know, they can't play right now, or, you know,
that's very good,
whatever may be happening in their life. So it's been really nice to have just like a nice little group just chilling out with me, and because they're learning along with me, I've had no spoilers, so I've just been having an absolute dream. It's been so good, and because I'm on holiday, I get to play fucking 12 hours a day, and I'm just living my grottiest life.
Why not? I mean, this doesn't come every fucking year, you know. It doesn't happen every, like, this.
People were saying in the like pre-launch game of the decade, and I was like, get fucked, like whatever.
Yeah,
I know Dark Souls 1 best game of all time, but get a grip. And now I'm like, game of the decade.
Yeah, game of the century, bitch.
Best game of all time. Dark Souls, get out of the way.
But that's the thing. Like, we were talking about this recently too. Is like, is this going to be like one of those conversations of like, this is the greatest game of all time? And like, it very well could be for a lot of people. And I don't know if that's going to be me in 6 months' time. But goddamn, I love this game. I fucking love this game so much. It's so fun. As hard as it is, I'm having a lot of fun. And it's like, there's some bits in it, I'm like, I am scared. Like, this is all of a sudden become a horror game. And I'm like, I don't. And I'm like screaming, like, oh, I don't like this. But I'm like, I'm going to keep going. And then at the end of it, I'm like, that was so good. I want to go back and do it again. Let's go.
I love that part of the game as well. Like, that's what I'm talking about, where I'm gripping my controller so much because I'm so stressed. I'm scared. I'm scared, Brez.
But then you see the grace light and you're like, yes. Yeah, I found a fucking grace.
The amount of times I've just been walking around. Someone swiped me out of nowhere. I didn't know they were there. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and then I have to go past them again. I'm like, I got my shield ready. And they hit me and I'm like, you're dead now.
Yeah, it is. So it's good. Like part horror game. So good. It's a thriller. That's what it is.
Yeah, it absolutely is a thrill. That's for sure. It is incredible. Rogue Lights is saying, haha, the screaming is hilarious. Yes, she has to deal with it the whole time I'm playing. I do a lot of yelling.
Dude, me too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Good. All right, Kat. Well, we might wrap it up so we can get back into the lands between. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. I hope that if you are not playing Elden Ring, that you got something out of this and maybe you're hyped to continue playing it, or to start playing it, should I say. If you want a little, you know, thing to get your taste buds going, watch Kat's video. Watch Kat's video of 5 secrets and mysteries in Elden Ring that we can't wait to uncover. It's a really good little list, and now that the game's out, I think it's even more worth watching that, because it's like, ooh, these things that I now know a little bit more about. So good, so good. So check that video out. If you are watching us live, thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate all of you. If you are listening after the fact on Anchor or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, you can watch the video version of this on youtube.com/Direckt Gaming. We go live every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, and whatever that might be in your region. I think it's about 4:30 a.m. Eastern in the US, 11:30 British Standard Time, something along those lines. Or if you are watching the video version, you can catch the audio version on all your favorite podcast platforms. And if you really love what we do, you can subscribe to the audio version of the podcast at anchor.fm/controllersandcoffee/subscribe. Yum. Thanks, Kat.
Oh, you're so
what
welcome.
A pleasure. I can't get over this fucking game. So,
so excited.
Such a good time.
So excited to wake up every day and play Elden Ring.
I wish I could do that right now. I have to go back to work tomorrow, and even over the weekend I've got stuff on, but I'm like, all I want to do is dive into
just have some fun.
It's have some fun. Thank you everybody for watching. Have fun out there in the lands between, and we'll see you soon. Bye.